Long ago, in ancient China, there lived an emperor who ruled over a vast and prosperous kingdom. He had everything a man could desire: a magnificent palace with jade columns and golden roofs, gardens filled with rare flowers, the finest silks and foods, and loyal subjects who bowed before him. Yet despite all his wealth and power, the emperor suffered from a terrible affliction. He could not sleep. Night after night, he would lie awake on his bed of the softest cushions, staring at the painted dragons on his ceiling. He counted sheep, he drank warm tea, he listened to musicians play gentle melodies, but nothing worked. His eyes remained wide open as the moon crossed the sky. The emperor grew pale and weary. Dark circles formed under his eyes, and his temper became short. His advisors whispered among themselves, worried for their ruler's health and the kingdom's future. "Find me a cure," the emperor commanded. "Whoever can help me sleep shall be rewarded with a chest of gold and silver." News of the emperor's decree spread throughout the land. Soon, people from every corner of the kingdom arrived at the palace gates, each claiming to have the solution. A famous physician came first. He examined the emperor and prescribed bitter herbs and potions. The emperor drank them all, but still he could not sleep. A renowned monk arrived next, teaching the emperor meditation and breathing exercises. The emperor sat cross-legged for hours, but when night came, sleep remained elusive. A wealthy merchant brought the emperor a pillow stuffed with night-blooming jasmine, said to induce the deepest slumber. The emperor rested his head upon it, but his eyes would not close. Magicians came with charms and incantations. Scholars came with ancient texts and wisdom. Storytellers came to bore him with the dullest tales. Nothing worked. Just as the emperor was losing all hope, an old woman appeared at the palace gates. She was dressed in simple peasant clothes and carried only a walking stick and a small bundle. The guards tried to turn her away. "The emperor has seen enough charlatans and fools," they said. But the old woman smiled gently. "I do not promise magic or medicine. I bring only a story. Let me try." The guards, taking pity on her, allowed her to enter. When she stood before the emperor, she bowed deeply. "Your Majesty," she said, "I cannot give you sleep, but I can tell you why you cannot find it." The emperor, desperate and curious, leaned forward. "Speak, old woman." "You have everything," she said, "yet you have nothing. Your palace is full, but your heart is empty. You worry about power, about wealth, about what tomorrow might bring. Your mind races like a river that never rests. How can your body sleep when your spirit is always running?" The emperor frowned. "What nonsense is this? I am the son of heaven. I have duties and responsibilities." "Indeed you do," the old woman replied calmly. "But tell me, Your Majesty, when did you last walk barefoot in the grass? When did you last laugh until your belly hurt? When did you last do something not because you must, but simply because it brought you joy?" The emperor opened his mouth to answer, but found he could not remember. The old woman continued, "Every night you lie down carrying the weight of your entire kingdom on your shoulders. You cannot sleep because you have forgotten how to let go." She reached into her bundle and pulled out something small. It was a simple clay flute, worn and old. "This flute belonged to my grandson," she said softly. "He was a shepherd boy who owned nothing but his sheep and this instrument. Yet every night he would play a song before sleeping, and he slept as peacefully as a baby. He played not for anyone else, but for himself, for the simple pleasure of making music under the stars." She held out the flute to the emperor. "Your Majesty, perhaps what you need is not a sleeping potion, but something that reminds you that you are not just an emperor. You are also a man." The emperor took the flute, feeling its rough surface against his fingers. That night, alone in his chamber, he did something he had not done since he was a boy. He played. The notes were clumsy at first, off-key and awkward, but slowly a simple melody emerged. As he played, something strange happened. The emperor stopped thinking about court politics, about rebellions in distant provinces, about tax revenues and diplomatic letters. He thought only of the music, of the breath flowing through the bamboo, of the sound floating into the night air. When he finally set down the flute, he felt different, lighter somehow, as if a heavy cloak had been lifted from his shoulders. He lay down on his bed, and for the first time in months, his eyelids grew heavy. The emperor slept. When he awoke the next morning, sunlight was streaming through his windows. He had slept through the entire night. His advisors were amazed. His servants were overjoyed. The emperor summoned the old woman and presented her with the promised chest of gold and silver. But she shook her head. "Keep your treasure, Your Majesty. Knowing that you have found peace is reward enough. But remember, sleep will return to you each night only if you remember to be human each day." From that time forward, the emperor changed his ways. He still ruled wisely and fulfilled his duties, but he also took time each day to do simple things that brought him joy. He walked in his gardens, noticing flowers he had never seen before. He played his flute. He listened to the laughter of children in the streets beyond the palace walls. And every night, the emperor slept soundly, for he had learned the secret that the old woman taught him, that even an emperor must remember to let go, to find joy in simple things, and to be, above all else, a human being. And so the tale reminds us, the greatest treasures cannot be bought with gold, and sometimes the cure for what troubles us lies not in gaining more, but in remembering what we have forgotten.